Alrighty guys, we're back for Selesnya Cats, and this is a Dragonstorm Standard Brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some Ranked. But first things first, we built this together over on the Twitch channel. Nice. Here on the top end, we have all 4 Regal Caracal. It's a 5 mana, 3/3 other cats you control, get +1/+1, and have lifelink. When this creature enters, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with a lifelink. Beautiful top end for a cat build, but also in here we got a couple Elspeth Stormslayer, 5 mana, 5 loyalty, legendary planeswalker. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. Has a +1 where you create a 1/1 white soldier. Has a 0 ability where you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until your next turn. Okay. Also has a -3 that could come in handy. Destroy target creature an opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater. Pretty cool planeswalker. Also here on the top end, we have a 1-of doubling season, which honestly I considered just the 3rd Elspeth, but I think doubling season's pretty cool too. And it doubles like the +1 counters that we get from Elspeth, or maybe like the +1 counters that we get on Sovereign Okinec. This is a 4 mana, 3/4 legendary creature with Ward 2. Now, when it attacks, for each creature you control with power greater than that creature's base power, put a +1/+1 counter, or put a number of +1/+1 counters on that creature equal to the difference, which could be pretty significant in this build, especially if we're doubling these cat abilities with Roaming Throne. 4 mana, 4/4 also has Wards 2. As it enters, choose a creature type. This creature is the chosen type in addition to its other types, so of course you're going to call cat for this build. If a triggered ability of another creature you control of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time. Nice, all 4 of these for a reason. How about ramping into this awesome top end? Well, we have Patchwork Banner, of course, calling kitty cats, so that's going to boost our wide board state of cats, but also help us ramp and mana fix into that top end. Arahbo, the first Fang, 3 mana, 2/2 legendary creature, all 4 of them packed in here though. Other cats you control get +1/+1. When Arahbo or another non-token cat you control enters, create a 1/1 white cat creature token. Pretty essential for going wide with our kitty cats. Here's a 1-of, we got Kutzil's Flanker, just acting as a 1-of utility piece, should be pretty decent in here. How about some extra card draw with Garruk's Uprising? Now, when it enters, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Creatures you control have trample, and whenever a creature you control with power 4 or greater enters, draw a card. I guess realistically, this is in here to give our creatures trample, but it also works as some extra card draw too. Speaking of card draw, we have all 4 helpful hunters, ought to do the thing nicely. We do have ways to slow down the opponent in the early game with a couple Authority of Consuls. We got some more life gain with Case of the Uneaten Feast. We have ways to give our Sovereign haste with Lavaspur Boots, which honestly, as a 1-of, you'd be surprised how much work this has actually put in so far. The mana base guys, we got all 4 Verge. We have a couple Lush Porticos? Yeah, something like that. I don't know if I've ever read that full name before. 4 Razorverge Thickets. We have a couple Cavern of Souls calling kitty cats indeed. And then we also have all 4 Fabled Passages for a grand total of 26 mana. Holy cow, guys. That is a huge chunk of mana, but we are also thinning the deck list out with Fabled Passage, so hopefully we don't flood today. I do know one thing on Twitch, we just had to keep going up mana because we kept missing mana. Like, you just desperately want to see your 3rd on 3. You desperately want to get to your 5th mana as soon as possible for that awesome top end. Some honorable mentions, guys. How about some removal, huh? Get Lost almost made the cut. Undergrowth Leopard was in the build, essentially. It could be a good one to re-add at some point. Prideful Parent was at one point in the build as well, and Restless Prairie almost made the cut. Okay, guys, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some Ranked, see how we do. Looks like we got right into that first game. What am I expecting from the build? Dude, I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm telling you, man, when we craft a deck list together on Twitch, they are decent. So I'm expecting a lot here, and I hope we can really showcase it well. Okay, I like the early game plan. We don't have green for Uprising. I'm not concerned about it right now. We should be able to find it easy peasy. And 26 mana in here, dude. Like, we'll find our third, no problem. Based on Restless Anchorage, we could probably just set up with Case of the Uneaten Feast over the Authority of Consuls. That way we can at least gain life when we play Helpful Hunter. We're just basing that on the Anchorage, though, so realistically, we don't know what we're up against. Okay, nice. So there's Hushwood Verge. There we go. That's the green source for the Uprising, and Cavern would have been a green source for the Sovereign. Alright, I don't think this is a great counter for them, so see if Helpful Hunter lands. It is on the stack. The opponent is thinking about it. It's gonna be a Get Lost, actually, for the case. Okay. So they must have another Get Lost in hand, too. Or just more removal in hand in general. Third mana is a Verge from the opponent. They're passing it back. Arahbo. Okay, now that's a really good counterspell for the opponent. We're going to call Cat on the Cavern. And there we go. Now we can play Arahbo and get around the counterspell. The question is, it's like I said, though, they probably have more removal. Doesn't stop us from trying, though, right? So the counterspell doesn't work, but once Arahbo's on the board, it could just be Get Lost number 2. Either way, we want to try it before combat, because I want to swing with a 2/2 Helpful Hunter. Alright. Also, Patchwork Banner could have been pretty good too, but then that also actually gets eaten by the counterspell. If we do end up missing our 4th mana, 1, I'll be surprised because 26 mana is a lot, but 2, I guess we could try setting up with Uprising before anything else. Beza. Oh, no. Oh, another Arahbo. Okay. Well, we have the ramp with the banner, too. We should probably do that over the Uprising. I still wouldn't mind establishing... No. Yeah, once... Yeah, it doesn't matter which one we play first. Sovereign or Uprising. So we start with the banner, then. Give our kitty cats a boost. And then also play Authority, which actually would have just been amazing on the board to tap down these creatures so they didn't have extra blockers and everything. So with Beza on the board, we lose one of these easily. So we really don't want to swing with the Arahbo or anything. Patchwork Banner's our 4th. Now, if we do see untapped source off the top, we'll have Elspeth helping us fly in, too, if that's what we want to do. I'd rather go a little bit more wide before activating the 0 ability on the Elspeth, though. A 5th mana open for the opponent, and we are actually missing the 4th land, guys. Okay, well... if we take the turn for some setup, and we do find the 4th land for the 5th, right? We take the turn for, like, Uprising and Boots. The next turn, we might be able to have a surprise Sovereign, and if we do see that mana, equip the Sovereign with some haste, which could be really good. 1 second, opponent. I'm thinking, buddy. I'm thinking. Because also... don't want to forget we're generating an extra cat on the Arahbo when we play the Sovereign, so just like setting up for the turn, but the opponent's board wipe would affect us greatly, and it would only affect, realistically, their Beza. Okay, we're going to try some setup here with Garruk's Uprising. With 5 mana open, it might just get countered anyways, but I think... establishing some things onto the board, I think it's very likely that we'll see the 4th mana on top, guys. It's going to be a negate, so let's see if the Lavaspur Boots actually lands. Yeah, because the Uprising isn't necessary right now. Uh-oh. It's going to be a No More Lies, guys. Now they only got 3 cards remaining, but Elspeth has a great chance of landing now. Okay, no attacks because, again, I don't want to lose any of these kitty cats to a Beza block when we have great ways to get around the blockers. So a negate, a No More Lies. Okay, Fabled Passage. There we go, guys. There we go. Okay, I think we can safely grab a green source, even though we're just really splashing green in here. We already have the splash of green on the board. Maybe I do just grab a plains, actually. So there's the 5th for the Elspeth. If we want to go, like, +1 counter on each of these, swing in the air for 12. That could be pretty good. They got 3 cards remaining, guys. 2 counterspells in that last turn. Probably means they have even more counterspells then. Especially if they countered the Lavaspur Boots. Alright, I'm going to start with the map token, and I guess we put it on the Helpful Hunter. It's going to be a Roaming Throne. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that on top. Alright, let's establish the Sovereign, and this is going to be a very tempting board wipe for the opponent. Now imagine, I mean, the opponent's counterspell was actually really, really good on that Lavaspur Boots. Because, yeah, imagine if we would have had the haste on the Sovereign. This would have been a really good swing. Holy cow. Yeah, with Roaming Throne on top, if they do wipe the board, which I'm terrified of, at least we'll kind of be able to start reestablishing, get the throne down before the Arahbo, stuff like that, right? And we still have Elspeth too. Oh, Blast Zone for 3. Oh, okay, I was not expecting that. Okay, that's actually really good. Patchwork Banner and Arahbo's gone. That's really good for the opponent. So no extra boosts. And now we don't have the 5th mana for the Elspeth too. Oh, that was really good for the opponent. So we can, at this point, map token on the Sovereign. Probably find land. It's going to be a Regal Caracal, and we don't have the mana for it, guys. Oh, no. It's really good too, though. I'm gonna send it. Look, we got 4 of them in here, and it's just not what we're looking for right now. The opponent has controlled us for so many turns that I think we're in a lot of danger. Arahbo cannot be countered, so it's gonna land here. And we're gonna try this full swing, but it could be incredibly disrupted. Let's see what happens here. All right. So they have a couple chumps. They could go Beza into a 3/3, I guess. And then chump the biggest things. Oh, they might keep a... So that looks like they might keep a fishy around. Oh, Ride's End for the 5/5. Okay, and then they just end up taking the 3. Okay, the opponent still only has 3 cards in hand, guys. At some point, I think we can really break through. 5th mana off the top, we might be able to fly in with the 0 ability on the Elspeth. You never know. It's going to be an untapped source. You guys think the Elspeth lands? 2 cards remaining in the opponent's hand, 2 counterspells out of the deck list. It could also just be really good to establish Roaming Throne, since it would double the Sovereign's ability. But I think flying above everything. Also, how does that work with the Cavern of Souls and the throne? I don't know right now, actually. I'm just going to try the Elspeth, though. With only 2 cards remaining, we want to try Elspeth before they get some serious card draw. It is going to be negate number 2, so Roaming Throne would have been a little bit better. I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, and a Get Lost for the Sovereign. They can pay the extra 2 here. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, we are controlled. No attacks, because this is a very similar concept to earlier when we had Arahbo and a couple kitties. There's just so many extra things that we could possibly do. The good news is, yeah, the map tokens can maybe help us get one of the cats above the Beza block. This has been a really tough game, man. This has been a tough one for sure, because we just don't realistically know exactly what to play around here, or when to play around it. Authority of Consuls. Oh, temporary lockdowns. Brutal, man. Okay, so we're going to start with the map token. Okay, Regal Caracal, we're going to keep on top. Oh, I should have put it on Arahbo, because our tokens are going to be picked up. And the authority is going to be picked up too. So if we play Throne, at least it'll be established for the Caracal. I guess at that point we are going to swing with both of the tokens. Yeah, I should have put that counter on the Arahbo for sure. Because, yeah, all the cat tokens are going to be picked up by the temporary lockdown. We don't want to swing there, but we do want to swing here because we don't care about the blocks now. So they block 4/4 with the Beza, and at that point they might as well chump because the temporary lockdown is going to pick up their Ishi too. So lockdown comes down, 3 cats off the board, Authority of Consuls, and the map token, but keeping Arahbo and Roaming Throne could be pretty significant. That's brutal, man. Wonder what their last card in hand is. Looks like they're just going to swing in the air with the Restless Anchorage, which is kind of good news. The Roaming Throne is a 5/5, so it doesn't get blocked well by the Beza, too. All right, we're going to reestablish this board state, man. Let's do this. Now we're talking. All we have to have is the opponent to miss. Oh, also, Throne is a 6/6 now. They do end up blocking. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. Is it going to be a big board wipe now? They got 2 cards in hand. It's a Beza. Okay. That's not terrible for us. It's too bad the Authority of Consuls isn't down, though, right? Because all those would have entered tapped. They do go map token. They do find a counter for the Beza. But we have... So they have block, big block, then block the Arahbo, and then we have 6 more getting through for 18 total. So it's not, we're just not there yet, guys. We're just not there. I'm scared. If we swing with the Caracal or the Arahbo, they're going to die to the big old chunky Beza. So, and the other Throne's pretty good, but we probably want to keep that in hand to reestablish the board state when it comes time. They might double block this Throne too. Yeah, with only 18 damage getting through. Also, guys, they have 2 mana open. So keeping Caracal and Arahbo back. Chump. Block. Chump. Okay, 12 damage. Okay, guys, this is huge life gain for us, too. Up to 46. And I'm just going to play the Authority of Consuls because we don't want to get a Roaming Throne down just for them to top deck a Sunfall, because where are their Sunfall, huh? Where are they? They're in here somewhere. Dude, opponent played this really well. That Blast Zone was wild. That was a really good Blast Zone. I played right into the second negate, so we lost the Elspeth. If I would have played Throne first, maybe we could have tried to pull this off a little sooner. Oh, it passes back. Guys, we don't know. We don't know what the opponent has, but we're going to go for the full swing. We're going to try it. Because now that they're at 11, we have a nice wide board state. 2 cards open. They could power up the Restless Anchorage as an extra blocker. Looks like it might be some removal. Okay, we're going to go for the full swing. regardless of what dies here, I think we can push the 11 through, but I don't know. We just don't know what's in their hand. Yeah, this is one, too, where we had to get lucky for them to miss their big board wipe. Okay, Ride's End. That gets rid of one boost. Is it going to be 2 pieces of spot removal, guys? If it is, we might only push 5 through here. Oh, guys, it's 2 pieces of spot removal. So they can block the roaming throne now. The opponent's in this, man. Dude, the double Beza was so good too. Okay, now we're pretty much forced to play the other throne. And so we probably boost the throne over the tokens just in case they find... another temporary lockdown. But that's a pretty tough decision, man, because boosting wide is also an option. Or we might just find land off the top. It's also just going to be land, so yeah, we'll put it on the throne. What a game, what a match. Helpful Hunter keeping it on top because it trades itself out and gets some creatures on the board. All right, opponent, what you gonna find, buddy? Dude, holding on for dear life over there, but at that point, we're kind of holding on for dear life too. Because at any point, we could just completely fizzle out. Okay, so they have a block into throne, 5 gets through, so see, boosting wide could have really helped. So we're going to start with the Cavern. Oh, also, they have a blocker with the Restless Anchorage. We don't want to forget about that. Yeah, there were a few moments in this game, too, where just having the authority of Consuls on the board to have that Beza come out tapped would have been so good. All right, guys, I think we just swing with the 1/1s, and we're going to go ahead and do some deck thinning here. We can safely grab the Forest. Oh. Yeah, we don't want to swing with the Roaming Throne by any means. Oh. There we go. Yeah, if their Beza was just a the normal 4/5, then the throne would have been a great swing. Okay, 3 pushes through. Why block the ones without lifelink? I wonder what the reasoning behind that is. We get to keep the lifelink ones around. Also, where's the opponent's card draw, right? There's a Jace in the grave. Was that... Oh, that was the Scry. Oh. Well, that could have been good card draw with the -2, right? Oh, guys, it's more land. Oh, no, and we don't know what's in their hand. Block here, block there. Do we go for the 3, or do we just expect them to have something? I'm going to say they don't have it. They don't have it, guys. Let's push that 3 through. Come on. Come on, guys. Oh, no. They power up Restless Anchorage. 4 mana open, 1 card in hand. No, it's a Ride's End. They can pay the extra 2. Okay, we're only getting 2 through, guys. It was a risk, and I think it was a risk worth taking. What a first game, man. Now, being at 55, I'm hoping we're going to be able to push that last one through, but if we keep seeing mana... Okay, but they're still in it. That's great news that they just found that. Patchwork Banner. It does boost our cats, but it doesn't do anything else for us this turn. We can get a Verge down. Yeah, a full swing now, we just lose all of our cats, so no attacks. Dude, I'm on the edge of my seat, man. This has been a really, really tough match and a really hard deck to play around right now, but usually control decks are pretty hard to play around. Rest in peace, okay. So they're still missing their extra card draw and everything. The graveyards are gone. Regal Caracal. That's pretty good, man. Right? That's good. Couple more kitty cats going wide further. Now, if we swing, we lose. They have, let's see. They can power up both Restless Anchorage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, they can't. They can power up 1 Anchorage. Beza blocks 1. 1 anchorage dies. We're forcing a block here. We're popping a 1 anchorage off the board. I think that's worth it, right? We're also gaining 6. What's crazy about this game is we've drawn 5 more cards, or 5 more cards are out of our build than the opponent's control deck list, guys. So they're just missing their card draw, and they're also missing their top end board wipes, which means they could see it at any point. Especially if they have all 4 Sunfalls packed in. Or for that matter, even Day of Judgment would destroy our soul. It was quite back and forth. How many helpful hunters did we see this game? We saw 2, 1 early game, 1 late game. They do find a Get Lost for the Regal Caracal. Good game opponent. Holy cow. That was a lot, man. That was a lot to keep up with. I don't know if you guys could tell, but at some point in the middle, my brain started to melt. It's just a lot to keep up with at any given time, you know? Just really, really good early plays from the opponent too. Really kept them in there for so long. And then missing the Sunfall was terrific. But when they miss stuff like that, when they miss that Sunfall, that means they're seeing other stuff too. Like, for example, the second Beza was kind of amazing for the opponent. The second Beza was really, really good. Now, if that Beza was just a Sunfall instead, would it have been equally as good? Maybe. I don't know. Because the Beza that they actually had established on the board was such a good blocker for so long. It was just an absolute menace on that board state. All right, guys. Well, I'm pretty sure we'll find mana, but with the opponent going first, I also think we might just die before we get to our 4th turn or something. But you know what? We'll keep it. Why not? If we do end up dying that fast, then we'll just get another game, which is just at that point an extra test hand. There we go. We find our 3rd for the banner. Arahbo is going to stay right there on top of the deck list for sure. All right. It's a lot of top end, or it's very top heavy, I should say. Right. Patchwork Banner number 1. Against Abzan colors, Abzan knows how to pick up artifacts and enchantments pretty well. Heaped Harvest, dude, nice. I wonder what, speaking of top ends, I wonder what their top end looks like if they're ramping with Abzan colors over there. Okay, Razorverge Thicket, not the greatest land to see right now, but not even worried about it, huh? Let's get that throne down with the kitty cat. It's a 5/5 roaming throne ready to go for doubling Arahbo. We go Smuggler's Surprise for the top ability. Oh dear. Okay, Armadillo. Ecclesotes. Off the Heap Harvest, go up to 23. I'm scared, dude. We gotta go faster than what we're doing right now. Okay, it's a Razorverge Thicket. Not the greatest, but at least it's land. I'm tempted by the Sovereign, actually. If we establish Sovereign now, we might have a pretty decent swing next turn. However, we could also go Banner into Arahbo. Thinking about that Garruk's Uprising too when it comes time, but Banner into Arahbo is pretty good. Let's call Kitty Cat. Get that Arahbo down. And then 2 more Kitty Cats. And then swing for 7. This is cool, man. This is cool. Let's see what the opponent brings to the table here, because all they've been doing is ramp. Well, that's an open Smuggler Surprise if I've ever seen one, huh? So what are we swinging into? What dangers are we about to swing into? So we could wait. We could go Sovereign. We could, like, you know, let their Smuggler Surprise not be an excellent combat trick for them. That doesn't mean that, I mean, at the end of their turn, they're still going to activate it and get some big old chunky creatures down. So let's start with the card draw. on the Uprising then. That gives everything trample. We do find more land, which isn't necessary right now. In that last game, too, we missed a land a couple turns, didn't we? That would have helped out in that last game big time. So Throne before Sovereign could help us go even more wide. And going even more wide versus some big creatures, like the Aclyzotes will trade into one of these. I don't know if I want to lose the Arahbo. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to establish the Sovereign before. Oh, guys, they have blue over here, too. This is like an Atraxa build, isn't it? We get some card draw on the Uprising, thanks to Sovereign being a 6/7 right now, too, which is pretty good. Helpful Hunter's going to be pretty good, too. All right. Holy cow, guys. Yeah, all of our cat tokens are also 4/4s. That is actually crazy. Okay, well, I really don't want to lose the Arahbo. I'm pretty sure we still attack though, right? Even though we're attacking into, nah, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Let's swing. I'm pretty sure we're attacking into danger, but what if we're not? All right, let's see the Smuggler's Surprise. Oh, they have so much mana that they can actually do the mill here too. They do find an Atraxa and a Vaultborn Tyrant, guys. Holy cow. Holy cow. The good news though, no, it's not good news. Never mind. They can just go Atraxa into the 4/4, Vaultborn Tyrant into the 4/4. They can take 7, they gain 7, so they're at 16, and Atraxa restocks their hand completely. Oh, very much so completely, as they continue to draw off the Vaultborn Tyrant as well, giving them 13 cards in their hand. They go trade into the Roaming Throne, however. Okay. There's ways. There are ways for us to get around this. I did not see that they got a Sunfall, though. Oh, no. Oh, no, guys. So that pretty much tells us, right? I mean, if they saw the Sunfall off the Atraxa, maybe? If they would have went Smuggler's Surprise at the end of their turn, they probably still would have dropped the Sunfall, right? I think so. Oh, the opponent's deck list is super brutal. But we still have Throne into a double draw on the Helpful Hunter. I'm not going anywhere, dude. We also draw off the Throne. They discard a bunch there. Cut down, temporary lockdown. That's probably all great news for us. Okay, let's get the mana down. Then we're going to start with Throne for the draw. Call Kitty Cat. Arahbo. Nice, dude. So what if they're missing that other Sunfall? Hey. Okay, yeah, they traded with the Atraxa. That's right. Okay. So instead of, if they saw this Sunfall in hand, if they didn't trade with the Atraxa, they would have had a swing in the air before the Sunfall, right? I think so. So we could go Patchwork Banner, have the Arahbo still. I'm pretty sure we draw 2 on the Helpful Hunter. We don't have to play the other banner. What we really want to do is restock our hand. And I'm sorry, opponent. I'm taking my time, huh? Case could be good. But I think just establishing the other Arahbo. And like, is there going to be another Sunfall? There very well could be. But if we don't establish something on this board state, they're going to run away with the game anyways. So we might as well just go for it. Get some 1/1s in there. Get some card draw off our 1/1s because they're actually 4/4s. Holy cow. And then I'm going to keep the Fabled Passage for some deck thinning. We're going to go ahead and send a Plains. Yeah, our hand is nice and stocked. We have a really good board state. I mean, you can't ask for much more from a mid-range deck list. Like, it's doing the engine thing, the mid-range engine, right? So, see if they find the the second Sunfall. If they don't, they have great creatures to play out of their hand, like a second Atraxa, dude. Oh my goodness. I'm scared. I'm terrified. Let's not forget all of our creatures do have trample. They gain 7. They go for the throw on the Arahbo, which is very good news for them. So, okay, they have Virtue for the Helpful Hunter. Okay, so they definitely dwindled our board state down. Wow, Elspeth is good. That is good. Okay, thin the deck list with the Fabled Passage. Grab a Plains quite successfully. Yeah, Elspeth is really good. Oh, they have a temporary lockdown in hand to pick up all of our tokens when it comes time. And getting flying, I mean, they have the block. It's not like we're getting around the Atraxa by giving them flying with the extra counters and everything, too. The second Arahbo is also... I'm sorry, opponent, dude. I'm thinking, man, this is melting my brain right now. Because there's so much we could possibly do. Like the other banner, like if we can boost these high enough. Second Arahbo, Case, Sovereign. It was not a Sunfall, but they're going to pick up our tokens is the problem. They're going to easily, I'm going to use that timer. Easily pick up our tokens with the temporary lockdown. So I'm thinking it's Sovereign for the turn. So let's establish Case. Probably end up solving that case here too. Call Kitty Cat on the banner. That's our third banner, guys. And we still have Elspeth Stormslayer. If we want to go ahead and give everything flying into the air, then we'd have to block with the throne when it comes time. You know, getting Arahbo down, getting some extra card draw, maybe we should have started with that. We still have 4 mana, though, is the thing. Another banner. Okay. So at that point, maybe we do just establish the Sovereign. We'll have 3 creatures after the lockdown. And then those creatures get double boosted, and then we'll have Trample. If we get to keep the throne around. And we also solve the case this turn by doing that. And we also restock our hand significantly. Oh, man. You know what? Maybe a full swing wouldn't be terrible, because if they block here, they take 10. No. We're going to wait. We're just going to hold off to see if Sovereign can end the game. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of the Thicket and I guess the Plains. No, the Forest, I guess. Keeping our hand nice and stocked. Like I said, we're doing the mid-range engine thing, and it's a beautiful engine. Okay, lockdown picks up all the tokens. And the case, though. Oh, no. Oh, that's actually really bad news. I liked that case because being able to play creatures back from the grave could have been huge, like Helpful Hunter. Or the other Arahbo, for that matter. They do go for the swing with the Atraxa. They're at 34. It's going to be Harvester of Misery. Oh, and then maybe -3 for the Arahbo. If they can get rid of the Arahbo. Oh no, guys, that's really bad news, because a lot of, well, okay, hold on. So number 1, let's thin the deck list with the Fabled Passage. Grab, like, our last Plains out of the deck list. Oh, we actually only have a few more, yeah. Okay. So, okay, hold on. Everyone just time out. Okay. So banner first, because we can call cats. Look, they are pretty much tapped out. And every boost that we can give significantly increases how much damage Sovereign's going to push through. So next would be 2, 3, 4. Next would be Arahbo to boost the cats, right? Oh, first should have been the Arahbo for the card draw, guys. That's okay, though. Oh, Caracal. Wow. Okay. Okay, that's also really good, isn't it? But I think the Elspeth, getting it above the Harvester is a little bit more important. I guess we can start with the draw on the Helpful Hunter. That's like too much card draw. I'm actually just not... No, we'll start with it, I guess, because we can discard a lot of this land. Oh, no. Oh, no, guys. We're going to accidentally deck ourselves out. It's a lot of card draw, like I said. Oh, another Roaming Throne also doubles the Sovereign's ability. That might be better than the Elspeth now. Right? I think it is. No one drop in hand, so we start with the Throne, call Cat. So we're doubling and doubling. Uh-oh, guys, we actually might need to win this turn, and I'm hoping the Sovereign's going to push enough through. It's always hard to tell when we're doubling and doubling. Oh, double, double, double. Oh, and all of them have trample. Yeah, let's go, guys. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I always do that. It's like, now it's just like serious overkill, but it ended up working out. Wait, if we missed that last double, I guess it wouldn't have been overkill, right? How much was it before we put all those extra counters on? And also, I keep saying doubling, but I guess technically it's not doubling. It kinda is. But yeah. Anyways, they would have gained another 7 from the Atraxa block. Up to 43. So I'd say that was actually pretty essential to get that other Roaming Throne, which I wasn't even considering. So all the extra card draw really mattered. I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. We're 41 minutes in. We're just going to end on a high note. I think we only got a couple games in. But they were good games, man. And yeah. Like, even though I could barely think through some of those matches, the deck list really did the thing. And pretty much everything showed off pretty well. You can totally drop the doubling season for the third Elspeth, and I don't think you'd be too mad about it. But, I mean, hey, we're Selesnya colors. We might as well have the one doubling season. But maybe you don't have this. You don't have to craft it. Maybe you do have the third Elspeth. Maybe you don't have the third Elspeth. Maybe you could go up the fourth Sovereign. I don't think the deck list would be too mad about a fourth Sovereign. That being said, the Sovereign actually has to survive and actually has to swing. And that's why the one of Lavaspur Boots made the cut. And on the Twitch channel, the Lavaspur Boots actually did a lot. And sometimes you just have to end the game a turn sooner. Other words, the opponent is going to win next turn. Or other words, the opponent's going to drop their huge board wipe or sunfall or whatever it may be, right? So I still like the one of Lavaspur Boots. As a matter of fact, I'd consider 2 of them because in those games, both of those games, Lavaspur Boots would have been pretty decent, right? I think so. I think in both of those games, it would have been pretty decent. So what would I drop for it at that point? It depends what you're seeing in the meta. The Kutzil's Flanker being in here as a 1 of utility, it doesn't have to be in here as a 1 of utility. You could go up that second Lavaspur Boots pretty easily. So I'd say, especially if you don't have the Flanker, you don't have to spend a rare wild card on it. That being said, as far as Flanker goes, that utility being able to like exile target player's graveyard if you have to or something. What we've been seeing a lot of is the Omniscience builds, and they go turn 4 Abuelo's Awakening quite consistently. So what if they went first, and you keep your 3 mana open, they drop Abuelo's Awakening on their 4th turn, and you just drop the Flanker, exile the grave, now you're in that game still, right? So yeah, I like this. And then if that's not what you're doing with the card, it's still a kitty cat that could gain you a couple life, scry 2, and scry 2 is no joke. But also, maybe you did run into that board wipe from the opponent. And it happens to be... So it reads each creature that left the battlefield under your control. It doesn't say each creature that died. So if they do drop a Sunfall, maybe the Flanker can come down and get a bunch of +1/+1 counters and win you the game that way. So I do really like the 1 of. Just bringing it up because if you don't have it, you don't have to craft this one. You could go up that Lavaspur Boots, easy peasy, and Lavaspur Boots is just uncommon. So Helpful Hunter's common, Authority, and the Case are both rare as well, guys. I guess overall, you're going to want to put this on the do not craft list because it's going to be very expensive, isn't it? Arahbo is rare. The Roaming Throne is rare. The Sovereign's mythic. Elspeth is mythic. Regal Caracal is rare as well. Doubling Season is mythic. And then the mana base is a bunch of rares too. So, excuse me, guys. And then also Cavern of Souls is a mythic too. So it's a very expensive deck list. Put it on the do not craft list. However, if you have these cards, go for it, man. This is a fun one. This is kitty cats, and the kitty cats are doing the thing. And on Twitch, I would argue we had even better games. Maybe I don't know. I guess that's for people who were on the Twitch watching us craft this or watching us build this deck list. I guess that's for them to decide. Did we actually have better games when we streamed this, or did the 2 games that we played today, were those a little bit better? I can't really tell. I do think I played it better over on the Twitch channel. So guys, speaking of Twitch, I keep bringing it up, and I brought it up at the beginning because we crafted this together, and it's been a lot of fun crafting these deck lists with you. Down in the description, there's a symbol somewhere in the description that says Twitch, or it looks like a little Twitch symbol. I don't really know what it looks like on mobile. I'll have to double check that before talking about it again, but somewhere down there leads to our Twitch channel. And right now it's looking like I'll be streaming Mondays and Tuesdays at 1:30 p.m. EST. I guess the schedule is subject to change, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, man, those games really showcased pretty much everything the deck list has to offer. The Garruk's Uprising was really, really cool, and we got to showcase how easy it is even to get our 1/1s to the point where we're drawing off of our 1/1s on the Uprising, and it was getting pretty scary there as we were seeing most of our deck list, especially in that last game. All 4 Roaming Thrones for a very good reason, huh? My goodness. Also, when we were streaming this, I only had 3 Regal Caracals, and I had to make the tough decision to craft the 4th one. But when I sat down to record this today, it wasn't that tough of a decision, actually. I crafted the 4th one, and I was pretty happy about it. And we're going to visit kitty cats again, and it's from Foundations too, so gives us lots of possibilities for lots of different types of cat deck lists throughout the upcoming years, I guess, right? However long Foundations is sticking around, which apparently is a while. So all right, guys, yeah, I don't have much else to say about this because the matches just showcased the deck so beautifully. Put it on the do not craft list, but if you have the cards already, I highly recommend trying this out because it is very, very fun. If you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.